by Korean-American Congresswoman Young Kim, who pointed out that it is being pushed at a time when the United States is commemorating the alliance with South Korea for 70 years. Moving on to local news. The Busan Police Agency announced today that they had delivered 35 million won in financial support to 32 victims of various crimes that have adversely affected their lives. The support was provided in collaboration with the Korean Red Cross Busan branch, the Busan Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and the Lions Club. Most of the beneficiaries are either elderly individuals or young adults who fell victim to phone fraud, who had difficulty receiving compensation within the existing legal framework as they did not fall within the scope of the crime victim support system. Busan Port Authority, or BPA, announced the introduction of solar-powered mobile CCTVs, a smart construction safety technology to reduce blind spots in safety management and enhance safety at small construction sites within Busan Port. BPA has installed solar-powered mobile CCTVs at the construction site of the South Container Wharf Expansion Project, where it performs on-site safety management and surveillance functions. Solar-powered mobile CCTVs can be installed anywhere since it is powered by solar energy, and it is highly effective in accident preventions as it can easily monitor situations in hard-to-reach places. One member of a group involved in smuggling 130,000 cartons of cigarettes into the country by pretending to export them and then re-importing them has been sentenced to prison. The Busan District Court sentenced the individual to 3 years in prison for violating customs laws, as reported today. The individual was responsible for purchasing cigarettes, transferring funds, handling customs export declarations, and securing the fishing vessel for the operation. In international news, to terminate a nearly 6-week strike, Ford and the United Auto Workers, or UAW union, have tentatively agreed to a deal which includes a wage increase that sets a new record. Should the new contract be approved by Ford employees, it would establish the parameters for discussions at GM and Stellantis. According to UAW President Shawn Fain, the agreement included a wage increase of 25% for the duration of the contract, with pay increases of more than 150% for the lowest paid temporary workers. Now for the local weather. It is currently 24 degrees Celsius under sunny skies in Busan. Evening temperatures will be similar to today. It's time to wrap up this hour's news. Thank you for joining. You're listening to BEFM, Busan 영어방송.
Your best choice. BEFM, Busan 영어방송.
Coming up next is the 4 p.m. duo with Nick Greenwood and David Kim. BEFM, Busan 영어방송.
There are times where I really want to make my case, but the other person doesn't seem to understand at all.
On the contrary, the other person is explaining something very difficult and I don't understand any of it.
Even though we both speak using language as a tool, the variations of language are so vast, things get lost in translation.
There's something in this world that enables us to communicate with different people, and it's more than just a language. It's our warm heart and care for others around us.
Well, hello there, everybody. My name is Nick.
Good afternoon, this is David.
And welcome to
the 4 p.m. Duo.
You're insecure, don't know what for. You're turning heads when you walk through the door. Don't need makeup to cover up. Being the way that you are is enough. Everyone else in the room can see it. Everyone else but you. Baby, you light up my world like nobody else. The way that you flip your hair gets me overwhelmed. But you got it wrong. To prove I'm right, I put it in a song. I don't know why you're being shy and turn away when I look into your eyes. Everyone else in the room can see it. Everyone else but you. Baby, you light up my world like nobody else. The way that you flip your hair gets me overwhelmed. But when you smile at the ground, it ain't hard to tell. You don't know, you don't know you're beautiful. If only you saw what I can see, you'll understand why I want you so desperately. Right now I'm looking at you and I can't believe you don't know, you don't know you're beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Baby, you light up my world like nobody else. The way that you flip your hair gets me overwhelmed. But when you smile at the ground, it ain't hard to tell. You don't know you're beautiful. Baby, you light up my world like nobody else. The way that you flip your hair gets me overwhelmed. But when you smile at the ground, it ain't hard to tell. You don't know, you don't know you're beautiful. If only you saw what I can see, you'll understand why I want you so desperately. Right now I'm looking at you and I can't believe you don't know, you don't know you're beautiful. You don't know you're beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful.
What Makes You Beautiful by One Direction. Right there, opening up this Thursday at the 4 p.m. duo. Welcome one and all. 저는 닉입니다.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is David at the 4 p.m. DO. Another wonderful day outside. I was out in the morning. It was not hot, warm. It was just cool. And so I thought, maybe a sweater will do. But then now it's not a sweater temperature right now. It's very warm outside.
그죠, 날씨가 많이 따뜻해졌죠.
네.
And I was walking here and I was like, my bag was on my back.
Oh.
And my bag is a little bit heavy. And it started making me hot.
Right.
Kind of sweaty.
Yeah, you have the marks on your bag and on your shirt.
Yes, exactly. Well, everyone, how are you doing? Hope you're having a great day so far. It's 4 p.m., if you're at work, not long until you finish, so congratulations to you. In the beginning, we were talking a bit about communication, right? 소통, 의사소통에 대해서 이야기 좀 해봤는데요. Have you ever felt language barriers? 이 언어 장벽이라는 것을 느낀 적이 있나요?
Language barriers. I think I've had that issue when I first came to Korea and my Korean wasn't so good. And, I talked to my parents in Korean. But that level of Korean wasn't enough for me to kind of be in part with the society, like be really in with the society.
Yeah.
And so when I was communicating with like people who are at work, and I wanted to say something in Korean, but I just couldn't very well. So the lack of diction and lack of vocabulary is really hit me.
올바른 높임말도 배워야 되고.
높임말도 요 하는 거랑 다 하는 게 있잖아요. 거기서 많이 헷갈렸어요.
Me the same. When I came here 10 years ago, I came in 2013. I couldn't speak a word of Korean.
Oh,
so,
wow. So you're worse
그때는
than me.
10년 전에 한마디도 못해가지고
네.
진짜 언어 장벽이 진짜 심했거든요. 그땐. Thankfully, a lot of Korean people spoke pretty decent English around me. So
Yeah.
we could communicate and body language, and then I learned some Korean.
Some of my friends watch our videos too.
Yeah.
My friends watch them and
Yeah.
they say Nick always uses his hands
Yeah.
in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Where I tend to, I use my hands, but it's not shown in the camera.
Yeah.
And so like we both use our hands a lot.
Yeah.
And I think when it comes to language barriers too, we tend to use more of our hands just because we want to explain it, but because of the barrier or because of the language barrier, we just can't.
Exactly. And I think with body language, you can express your emotions. 이 감정 표현도 잘할 수 있으니까
그죠.
되게 좋은 것 같아요. 그리고 전생에 제가 이탈리안 사람이었던 것 같아요.
So, hand gesture 너무 많아서요.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But still, if you do feel this language barrier, what do you tend to do? Maybe you go to a country, and now I'm really self-conscious about my hands. I'm gonna
Sorry, Nick.
써야
아니에요.
What do you do when you go to another country? 그 나라 말을 배워보려고 한다. 하시나요? Do you try to learn their language?
아니면 혹은 다시는 쓸 일 없다고 생각해서 그냥 호호호 웃음과 바디랭귀지로 해결하시나요?
Yeah. 오, 답답함만 느끼나요?
근데 진짜 예전에는 인터넷, 스마트폰이 없었으니까 의지할 게 없잖아요. There were no tools for us to use to translate what we want to say.
10 years ago there was.
Was there like a little device?
I mean, there was like internet translators.
But they were kind of slow 10, 20
I
years
just
ago.
type in the word you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not as fast, right?
It's not AI or anything.
Right. But yeah, so like 10, 20 years ago it was difficult. But nowadays, I think we can all rely on our smartphones to do the translating for us.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary. And I think it's kind of a beautiful thing learning another country's language because you not only learn the language, but you learn the culture. You know, 언어를 배우면서 이 같이 문화도 배워가지고 되게 중요하다고 생각해요.
네.
You know, if you just learn the language, there's going to be so much, I don't know, awkwardness.
For sure.
You're not going to understand the deep roots of their tradition and their history.
Exactly. And the nuances, which are very important in communication. You won't be able to understand why people use certain words. We had Miok Stella Yinin with the good afternoon message as well, sending us a picture of this famous franchise coffee restaurant that's going to open in Korea soon.
Tim Hortons.
No, don't say it.
Tim Hortons.
Oh, yeah. I have to go to Seoul now. I have to go to Seoul and check it out because they have this huge banner set up.
그건 캐나다 브랜드죠.
근데 이게 웃긴 게 캐나다에서 알려진 건데 it's owned by an American company as far as I know.
Everything is. Everything is.
So it's not really Canadian. But she also said 닉은 성인이 되어서 한국어 배웠는데 액센트가 안 느껴져요.
that's very
연습을
kind.
정말 많이 하신 것 같아요.
That's very kind. 아직은 멀었지만 I try to copy people.
Yeah.
Make fun of them.
Who's your role model? Who do you copy? Who do you try to copy?
I like the old people. You know the sitcom High Kick. You know
The 할아버지?
the 할아버지. It's like, 이 감이 왜 그렇게 하는 거야? I think it's so fun just to follow them.
It's awesome.
I like that kind of stuff. But thank you very much, Myeong Stelling. Yes, the language barriers are very common wherever you go. You know, some common examples of linguistic barriers include people from different countries interacting with one another, people in some countries having a different way of greeting others, and people having the same language speaking in different dialects as well.
Yes, and culture, 문화, it plays a significant role to play in linguistic barriers. 그래도 이제는 언어 장벽을 느낄 일이 많이 없게 되었습니다. And that's because of what we talked about earlier, the translations, the translating machines. AI 번역기의 등장 덕분인데요. 이 덕분에 외국어를 제대로 하지 못해도 다른 나라 여행이 문제 없게 되었습니다.
Yeah.
I've personally used my phone and AI built-in softwares to translate certain things for me.
Yeah.
It helped a lot, but at the same time, I felt like I was relying on it too much, you know? And I felt like maybe if I knew the language, it would have been much more fun, and more
Yeah.
engaging, because you can actually talk with people instead of
Yeah.
just relying on simple phrases.
It's a bit, I don't know, it's a bit difficult because if you're just going on holiday for like 1 week, 2 weeks, you can't learn a whole language. I know English is, it's the business common language, but I think they appreciate it if you try to speak their language, just a few simple phrases.
Yeah. And, we see it all the time. We see foreigners coming, visiting Busan or South Korea, and they attempt to speak the Korean language. And we don't mock them in any way. We actually love them.
되게 멋진 것 같아요.
네, 멋지고 박수도 그러니까 마음속으로 박수 쳐주고 그냥
그죠.
미소가 나오잖아요.
근데 한국에서도 진짜 칭찬을 엄청 많이 해주더라고요.
네, 맞아요.
너무 잘하시네요. 이게 되게 좋아요.
네.
It gives you a lot of encouragement.
For sure.
Yeah, except when you've been there 10 years. Then it's, Anyway, so, people believe that the days will come when many people are not going to take on the challenge of learning a new language at all,
Oh,
which
no.
is kind of sad. So far, the level of interpretation for these translators is not perfect. The installation of technology that understands context and distinguishes intonation is a problem that needs to be solved.
And hopefully, maybe we cross our fingers that it'll never get solved so that we have to learn the languages ourselves.
For real.
Yeah.
For real. We could just carry the big books, the
The dictionaries and stuff.
Yeah, that'll be nice. Anyway, everybody, we will be your translators, or preferably we'll help you learn to be translators by giving you some great English knowledge. We're going to start off with our daily segments, including Chat Lab English, where we learn various expressions about topics that have been given to us by AI. 네, 매일마다 챗봇이 선택해주는 주제와 관련된 다양한 영어 표현과 생각들을 여러분과 함께 나눠보겠습니다. Today's topic is routine and rewards of, wait for it, house chores.
Oh.
해도 끝이 없는 집안일입니다.
Let me do the dishes for $10.
Oh, so is that chores or is that paid work? 이게 알바잖아요.
Chores 한 다음에 이제 칭찬으로 주는 거죠. 수고했어.
We've also got Bite English, where we can learn easy but useful one sentence in English. 네, 이제부터 궁금한 모든 영어 표현은 Bite English에 물어봐 주세요. And of course, the last English dose at the end of the day.
We also have weekly segments including Locker Lingo coming up. 스포츠 선수, 코치 그리고 응원단의 인터뷰로 각종 스포츠 상식과 영어 표현을 알아보는 코너이고요. We also have Popcorn Time. 새로운 개봉작부터 올타임 레전드 명작까지 영화에 관한 모든 것을 이야기해보는 코너도 있습니다. So come join us. And if you want to text us, you can text us at any time by sending your messages to pound 9050 샵 9050. It will cost you 101. Add us on KakaoTalk and chat with us there. BFM app message is okay as well. Or join us on YouTube. We are streaming live and chat with us there as well.
That is correct. All right, we're going to take a song break and we'll be back with Chat Lab English. This is 마음을 들어요 by IU.
당신에게 드릴 게 없어서 나의 마음을 드려요. 그대에게 받은 게 많아서 표현을 다 할 수가 없어요. 마지막한 인사에 수많은 내 마음 고이 담아 그대에게로 건네면 내 마음 조금 할까요? 어떤 이유로 만나 나와 사랑을 하고 어떤 이유로 내게 함께 있어준 당신 부디 행복한 날도 살다 지치는 날도 모두 그대의 곁에 내가 있어줄 수 있길. 어떤 소식보다 더 애타게 기다려지는 그대 헛갈리지 않게 여기 기다릴게요. 눌러 적은 편지에 수많은 그리움 고이 담아 몰랐던 지금 이 순간처럼 매일 바라보며 애써주기를 행복한 날도 살다 지치던 날도 모두 그대의 곁에 내가 있어줄 수 있길 부디 추억만 남지 않길 너와
Chat Lab English.
Hello, listeners. Hello, Nick and David. Welcome to ChatLab English. Today's topic is routine and rewards of house chores. House chores may seem mundane, but they play a vital role in maintaining a comfortable and organized living space. On the radio, explore the world of house chores, celebrating their significance in daily life, health, and family dynamics. Topics include the different types of chores, time management for efficient chore completion, and the psychological benefits of a clean and organized home. The conversation highlights the sense of accomplishment in completing chores, the opportunity for relaxation and mindfulness while tidying up, and the way chores can foster cooperation and responsibility within a family. Moreover, inspire listeners to embrace the routine and rewards of house chores.
Welcome to Chat Lab English. Now, this is a segment where our AI chatbot gives us a topic to talk about, and we do a little chit-chat about it, and we teach you some useful expressions and phrases related to the topic. And today's topic is the routine and rewards of house chores. 해도 해도 끝이 없는 집안일에 대해서 한번 얘기해 보도록 하겠습니다.
You sounded very bored saying that. 해도 해도 끝이
해도.
없는 집안일.
볼드가 아니고요. 너무 싫어서 그렇죠.
내 팔자.
내 팔자야, 내 팔자야. 팔자 주름 너무
every
많이
day.
생기네.
Every day.
Yeah, 오늘도 하고 왔죠.
Yes,
네.
I did.
What kind of chores are there? There's so many. It's endless. I mean, I had to
It
wash
is
the dishes
endless.
just before coming out.
Yes.
What about you? What's the last thing you did at home?
I tidied the living room.
Nice.
Yeah, 거실 정리 좀 했어요. Yeah.
Do you do it every day?
Yeah, basically every day.
그죠.
It's easy.
Oh, that's good. 한번 제대로 하고 나면은 관리만 해도 되니까.
그죠. 그리고 솔직히 말하면 저는 청소보다 이 정리를 더 선호하거든요.
Oh,
You know.
you're good at that?
Yeah, my wife's better at cleaning. She's like, 이좀 제대로 닦아야 해. And I'm just like, 그냥 정리하면 되지.
아, 좋겠네요.
Yeah.
저는 혼자 다 해야 되니까.
아, 그죠.
힘들더라고요.
All right, maybe one day if you get married, you can share the burden.
그죠. Cleaning and tidying. 그 두 개
You can
나눠서.
separate it. Yeah, exactly. 그리고 영국에서는 이 chores라고 하지 않았던 것 같아요. 저는 개인적으로.
Housework?
이 chores이라는 말은 되게 약간 미국적인 말인 것 같아요.
Okay.
북미에서만 쓰는 말이고요. Yeah, I think in English we say housework. I can't remember. It's been so long, but we didn't say chores. I remember I heard my friend said chores once to me, and I was like, "What are you, American?" You know,
Oh, your English friend.
미국인이야? Yeah, my English friend back in England.
Maybe it is chores. You're just not used to it.
No, I don't think we say chore. I think we say housework. But it's
Housework
been so
sounds
long.
worse. Just because it's work.
이제 영국에서 안 한 지 너무 오래됐으니까 기억이 뭐 제대로.
You gotta call your pops and ask him.
I think it's housework. I'll call it housework.
Okay.
But chores, I know what chores means because I watched American movies and stuff. Yeah.
미드에 많이 나오잖아요.
그죠.
네, washing dishes, tidying things up. And now if you have a big house with big family, you would sometimes get the kids to set the table for dinner.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
bringing the dishes to the dishwasher or
Exactly.
to the kitchen.
The heavy lifting.
Yeah,
Exactly.
the side jobs.
Exactly. Now, there are lots of different types of chores, and we're going to go over some of them as well as the vocabulary and expressions that you can use when talking about chores and housework. Let's dive into it. 첫 번째로 단어들을 보겠습니다. 1번은요. 청소기를 돌리다.
Yes.
청소기를 돌리다.
Give it a spin, right?
Spin the vacuum cleaner. The thing is, though,
Yeah.
it kind of makes sense because when you drive a car, 운전할 때도 take it for a spin.
You do.
Take it
yeah.
for a spin이라고. 운전 좀 하자. 드라이브 좀 하자.
그죠.
Let's go for a spin.
Right.
So I guess, it kind of makes sense in English too.
But like 여기선 돌리다라는 거는 모터를 돌리는 거겠죠?
I know. Take the vacuum cleaner for a spin around the living room. Right?
That's a fun way of saying it to your kids, right?
I think that's a good way to remember it as well. But more commonly, we would just say to vacuum.
To vacuum.
혹은 in England we say to hoover.
That's a brand name, isn't it?
It is a brand, but it's become a verb.
Okay.
In England, it's a verb. We said hoover up.
Oh, really?
Hoover the living room. Hoover the
Okay.
kitchen. Clean vacuum.
Okay.
청소 좀
캐나다에서는 후버라고 하면 바로 브랜드 네임밖에 안 돼가지고 I would say to run the vacuum.
run the vacuum.
run 뭐 하면은 그거를 시작하자, 돌리다 이런
작동해.
뜻이거든요.
Yeah.
작동하다.
Yeah.
You wouldn't say like to operate the vacuum or
Maybe you'd see that in your work, like instruction panel.
manual.
설명서에서 많이 볼 수
네.
있을 것 같아요.
step 1, plug in.
To operate the vacuum cleaner,
Exactly.
plug
Yeah.
it in. All right, let's move on to number 2.
두 번째는요, 음식물 쓰레기입니다. 쓰레기 하면은 저희가 다 알죠. waste라고 하죠. garbage, waste.
Waste, garbage, trash, rubbish.
Yeah. 음식물 쓰레기는 food waste라고 할 수 있습니다.
Food waste.
Yeah.
food waste. I like in Korean that lots of people 많이 줄여가지고 음스라고 하잖아요. 너무 귀엽다.
네, 밥 먹을 때 남기지 마, 음식 싫어해 이렇게 말하잖아요.
I love the word.
Yeah.
This is so clever.
Yeah.
Yeah, food waste. Let's move on to number 3. 3번으로 넘어가겠습니다. 걸레질을 하다.
네.
이 바닥을 닦을 때 이 걸레질 하죠. So you mop
Yeah.
혹은 sweep. Yeah.
sweep는 걸레가 아니고 그거죠. To
Broom.
dust it.
Broom, like a broom. Isn't it?
Broom.
Is it different?
이거는 걸레질은
I
뭔가
was thinking the mop. You wet it.
Yeah,
and
you
then
wet it.
and then you wipe the floor.
right.
But then with a sweep, it can be damp and sweep it up. No?
Really?
잘 모르겠어요.
sweep 할 때는 저는 never is dry only.
걸레질 잘 안
안 해요.
해가지고 잘 모르겠어요.
잘 안 하긴 하죠.
Yeah.
It's difficult. I do it once every 2 weeks.
What's sweeping then? Just 닦는 거?
sweeping은 그냥 그 빗자루로 먼지
빗자루, that's it.
이렇게 먼지 컬렉트하는 거잖아요.
A broom. Yeah, 빗자루. A broom. I was confused.
If you have a vacuum cleaner, you don't do sweeping.
That's true. It's a very 18th century thing.
It is. But still to this day, many people prefer sweeping over vacuuming.
Yeah.
Some people, right?
Sweep. Why do people sweep the floors then? We should vacuum the floors.
Yeah, vacuum. Maybe because vacuum creates a lot of sohm. 층간 소음에 좀 싫어하시는
밤늦게
분들
좀 청소하고
맞아요.
싶으면 이
밤늦게.
스위프하는 게 더 좋지
맞네요.
않을까요?
맞아요.
Very clever. Alright.
네, 그래서 걸레질하다 저는 to mop the floor이라고 했습니다.
Brilliant stuff. Those were our words that we went over. It's time to move on to the expressions. 이제 표현들을 보겠습니다. 1번은요. 매주 토요일은 대청소하는 날이야.
Yes.
대청소하는 날이야. Now, sometimes if you look in the dictionary, you'll see 대청소 is spring cleaning. But here, if it's every Saturday, 매주 토요일에 하는 거라면 spring cleaning이라기보다는 그냥 big clean, deep clean
Right.
이라고 할 것 같아요. Spring clean is kind of like twice, 3 times a year, or once a season. Not every week. So I wouldn't say spring clean. I would maybe say a big clean or a deep clean.
Yeah, a big cleaning day. So every Saturday is designated as the cleaning day or the big cleaning day.
Yeah, I said every Saturday we give the house a big clean.
Oh, okay. Every Saturday we give the house a big clean.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're giving the house some good, nice, shiny clean.
Yeah. 아이고 잘했어.
고마워, 집아. 네.
Yeah, okay. Let's move on. Number 2.
Number 2, 이불을 좀 털어야겠어. 이불에 먼지를 좀 털어야겠어라는 표현인데요. Do you do this often?
I don't, but my significant other does.
Oh wow, good for her.
It's kind of heavy.
It is.
Thing is, in the morning when I make the bed, I give it a couple of shakes. Just to get it flat.
Yeah, but
Does that count?
But you don't like violently shake it.
Yeah, I don't hang it out the window and like beat it and stuff. Like some people do.
Bad blanket.
Well, they do that to like 먼지 털어.
아 그죠.
Yeah.
저도 잘 안 하는 편이긴 한데요. Yeah, it's hard to bring the blanket all the way upstairs too. Well, anywho, I said I should dust off the blanket.
Dust off the blanket. Yeah, I said I should shake the blanket or I should dust it off.
Right. Or you could shake the dust out of the blanket. You could say that.
그죠. 먼지를 털 때는 dust off, or dust it off이라고
Right.
합니다. Brilliant. All right, let's move on to number 3. 3번은요. 설거지거리를 싱크대에 가득 쌓아놨구나. 설거지거리.
Things you have to wash.
Just call it dishes.
Yeah, so I said, you've piled up quite a lot of dishes in the sink.
Yeah. I said you've left a lot of dishes in the sink. It's kind of like because 와 그렇게 쌓아놨구나.
네.
그랬구나. So you're like, oh, I see you've done a lot of that.
Yeah, I see you've not paid attention to washing your dishes.
I like how in Korean, the ending of the word, 이 종결어미가 있잖아요. Where the ending of the words changes the meaning. 뭐뭐 하구나. 뭐뭐 하거든. In English though, you have to kind of use it with your tone a lot of the time. Oh, you've piled up a lot of dishes, I see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, 이 톤으로 이해서 많이 의미가 달라질 수가 있어요.
Yeah. So you've left a lot of dishes in the sink.
Right. We had a message from Mr. My10님 on YouTube saying, 음수, I've never heard of 음수.
Oh.
네. 음수 is a Korean word. It's a 줄임말이에요. It's a shortened word.
인사이
인사까지는 아닌 것 같아요.
그냥 줄임말인가요?
네, 그냥 줄임말 같아요. A lot of Koreans just shorten the long words. so that-
음식물 쓰레기 is quite a long word to say.
네, 음식물 쓰레기.
6 syllables.
Yeah, it is. That's a lot.
I'm glad you learned something new. 마이트님, welcome to the show as well. We also have 미역셀리님 saying 요새는 따뜻한 물로 설거지 할 때 기분 좋아요. 저는 러닝 워터에 충분히 헹구는 걸 선호하는데 이 캐나다에서 만났던 친구들은 그냥 물에 담갔다가 바로 빼더라고요.
Oh.
So she prefers to have it, do it under running water, but the Canadian friends they prefer to soak it in the water and then take it out.
Oh, wow.
I noticed that my family in England they would soak it all in one big pot of water, kind of like 찌개 만드는 것처럼.
Wow.
And then, I guess to save water, but I question how clean things get.
And also, when you're washing dishes, I don't know if it's Canada or America, maybe in the UK, they use very little bit of soap and then they just rinse it out once or twice and just
Yeah.
leave it to dry.
Yeah, we use liquid and we leave it to dry with the bubble still on it.
Right.
Yeah. So
That's common, huh?
when I do that here, I get told off.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's fine. Let the bubbles soak in and they'll disappear themselves.
But then we eat on it.
It's fine.
Yeah.
We breathe in air particles, which have been everywhere.
COVID could be here or there.
Anything could be there.
Yeah, interesting.
We have 조현철님 as well saying 저는 청소를 잘 못해서 물건을 쓰는 것만 쓰고 잘 안 꺼내서 써요. So you don't take it out and use it.
Yeah. That's a smart way of reducing the
쓰는 것만
hassle.
쓰고. Yeah. Okay.
그렇죠. 안 쓰는 건 이제 스토리지에 넣는 거죠.
Yeah, for real. We also have Semwanim, just found out your real name is Jinsunim, welcome to the show, saying about language barriers, which we were talking about, saying it's okay for me to feel some language barriers because learning foreign languages is so bothersome. It can be difficult,
Yeah.
especially if you have to learn like 5.
Yeah, and it's not just the languages that we have to learn, it's the cultures, right?
For real. Mr. Leanim, greetings to you as well, my friend. And David, do you have a philosophy for today?
I said the objective, so the purpose of cleaning is not just to clean, but to feel happiness living within that environment.
I kind of said a similar thing. Are you like Mary Kwan? Mary Kwan.
Mary Kwan?
She's the one who does like the minimalist saving space
Oh,
TV
no.
shows.
What did you say?
A clean home is a clean-hearted mind.
그렇죠.
If my house is dirty, 마음도 좀 찝찝해가지고 예, 그런 것 같아요.
제대로 못 쉬게 되고.
I know. 항상 내 눈에 거슬리고 요즘 청소해야 되겠네.
맞아요. 그래서 우리가 이제 클린을 하는 목적이 it's for us to feel better.
Yeah, 저의 행복을 위해서 하는 거죠. Not for the house.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot today. It's been
Have you really?
a philosophical time about cleaning up. That was today's Chat Lab English. Any questions, please shoot them straight to us. We're going to take a song break. This is Busy Guy by Minoi.
일단은 먼저 눈을 뜬 다음 기지개 쭉 핀 다음 화장실에 간 다음 Wash my face, clean my room 야무지게 한 다음 양치 2번 한 다음 맘에 준비한 다음 보냈어 메시지 이따가 뭐해 boy 나랑 놀래 baby 나 아무것도 안 해 이제 지금이 몇 시지 기다려 메시지 오늘 할 일은 내일에 너한테 맡겨 봐 어떡하면은 나하고 놀러 갈래 말래 갈래 몰라 몰라 나는 잘 몰라 난 너하고만 놀래 넌 나만 보면 매일 어피지가 해줘 할 일이 너무 많아 어피지가 해줘 넌 나만 보면 매일 어피지가 해줘 할 일이 너무 많아 어피지가 종이 일단은 아직 모르니까 혹시 모르니까 다시 일어난 다음 Keep a smile clean 말음 상태 확인한 다음 미소 유지한 다음 맘에 준비한 다음 보냈어 메시지 내일은 뭐해 boy 나랑 놀래 baby 나 아무것도 안 해 이제 지금이 몇 시지 기다려 메시지 오늘 한 일은 내일에 내가 다 부끄러 어떡하면은 우리 집 놀러 올래 말래 올래 몰라 몰라 나는 잘 몰라 난 너하고만 놀래 넌 나만 보면 매일 어피지가 해줘 할 일이 너무 많아 어피지가 해줘 넌 나만 보면 매일 어피지가 해줘 할 일이 너무 많아 어피지가 해줘 도대체 내가 어떡하면은 What should I do to suit your taste 도대체 내가 어떡하면은 네 맘에 쏙 들겠니 도대체 내가 어떡하면은 What should I do to suit your taste 도대체 내가 어떡하면은 네 맘에 쏙 들겠니 나만 보면 매일 어피지가 해줘 할 일이 너무 많아 어피지가 해줘 넌 나만 보면 매일 어피지가 해줘 할 일이 너무 많아 어피지가 해줘
Sensational!
He's done the impossible.
What a shot!
Hole in one. Welcome to Locker Lingo. Welcome to Locker Lingo, everyone. This is a segment where we dive into the world of sports. We'll listen to interview clips of people from the sports world, go over what they mean, some interesting facts about the sport itself. 이 Locker Lingo에서는 스포츠 관계자의 인터뷰도 듣고 스포츠와 관련해서 유익한 정보나 표현들을 살펴보는 코너입니다. So first things first, we're gonna guess the sport first and then guess the athlete. Maybe not guess the athlete this time. But we'll guess the sport first. 먼저 무슨 스포츠인지 한번 맞춰볼 건데요. As far as I know, this is a big hint. This sport is the only one that shares its name with a fruit. Botanically speaking, a fruit. Because it has seeds. But you might think that it's a vegetable.
Okay.
Okay? 오늘 다룰 운동은 이름으로만 봐서 과일 이름인데 사실 이 과일을 많은 사람들은 채소로 착각하기도 합니다.
Tomato?
그래서 그게 힌트예요. 일단 ASMR 클립을 한번 같이 들어볼까요?
Oh là là. Oh. Oh! Groin strains. Hello, Marlene. Oh, that's ridiculous. Oh, my goodness. I cannot believe it.
Absolutely mullered that one. I mean, the crowd are having an absolute field.
There's no commentary until the end. It's just
and a lot of squeaking sounds.
Yeah.
And this, I think you would know it because this sport is very popular in the UK.
Oh.
More in the UK than anywhere else in the world, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, because it originated in the UK.
Oh.
혹시 모르실까요?
I think if it looks like tennis by yourself or tennis with a glass wall,
Yeah, I mean, tennis seen through a glass wall.
but you're hitting it against a glass wall.
No, you're hitting against a wall.
Oh, it's not a glass wall.
It's not a
I thought you
glass
hit it against a mirror.
No.
Oh, yeah, I suppose it would break.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you're right. It's that sport. And Jiniryu Jong이님 got it right on YouTube. She texted in saying squash.
It's squash.
It is
Such
squash.
a funny name.
Yeah, why is it called squash? Never wondered. I never.
뭉개버림, right? Like,
공을 뭉개버리나?
I don't know.
세게 쳐가지고.
you know, squash is also a type of fruit drink in the UK.
Yeah.
But I don't know why this sport is called squash. I've never played it.
Yeah.
I've never played it.
Never.
Have you?
I've played it in university. Yes.
It looks like a fun sport you can play by yourself if you've got no friends.
What? That sounds so sad.
I mean, you can. Like, you don't need. You don't need.
없어서.
친구 없어도 괜찮아요.
예. 뭐 그럴 수 있죠.
없어도 상관없는 스포츠라서 되게 좋은 것 같아요.
Yeah, same with table tennis if you fold the table in half.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, like Bruce Lee, right?
Genius.
Yeah. 뮤직스텔러 이님 also guessing it right, saying 중학교 때 스쿼시 클럽 멤버였어요. 와. 벽에 공이 부딪힐 때 나는 소리가 상당히 쾌감이 있어요. 꼭 거울 쓰고 하세요.
Oh, does it hit you in the eye often?
Well, sometimes you just hit it so hard that it bounces off so fast that you can't even react to it.
That's quite dangerous. So
Yeah.
the stronger you are, the more dangerous it is.
It is, right?
Wow.
So you train yourself better that way, I guess.
That's cool.
So yeah, squash is a high-speed racket sport played by 2 players or 4 players in doubles on a 4-walled court. Like you said, you're looking through a glass and it's like they're caged. Because you see them in a square arena.
Around you is the glass, but not the wall you're hitting.
Yeah, the wall you're hitting is just a solid wall.
Gotcha.
But spectators are outside watching them play.
Okay.
And yeah, it originated in early 19th century in England. Apparently, some people have said that it developed from an older racket sport played in prisons
Wow.
because they're enclosed in it.
I see in a lot of prison movies they're throwing a ball against the wall. You know when they're in the 고독방이 있잖아요,
Yeah.
the solitary confinement.
Right.
부둥.
Yeah. So it's some sort of that. It maybe evolved through that as well.
Yeah.
The rules are, it's very different from other racket sport because you're playing it against the wall. You're hitting the wall, right? So players take hitting the ball against the front wall. The ball must be struck below the outline and above the tin. It's like a different line that they have. And it can hit the side walls before or after hitting the front wall. And it cannot bounce more than once before a player returns it. So those are the basic rules of hitting the squash ball. And now a lot of people might wonder if it's an Olympic sport because it's a very popularly played sport, especially among the Commonwealth countries, like Canada included, Australia.
Yeah. I feel like Americans play it too, like Beverly Hills.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rich people.
Right. Because the arena itself is it's not outside. So you have to have a whole structure dedicated just for squash,
Yeah,
right?
for real.
So it's an expensive for the people maintaining the squash sport. But yeah, numerous attempts have been made and campaigns were made so that squash can be put into the Olympic Games. Hasn't yet, but in 2028 Summer Games LA, it will be in it for the first time ever.
Wow. That's cool.
그렇죠. 계속 올림픽 게임즈에 못 봤다가 2028년에 드디어 등장한다고 합니다.
Actually. I was going to say Beverly Hills. 역시 plus Beverly Hills.
Oh, I
역시.
like that. Actually.
Los Angeles, Beverly Hills가 있는 곳이죠.
그죠. Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a very fun sport. There are different tactics, different strategies that people can use. We're actually going to listen to an interview clip of this Australian squash legend. Maybe 미국 스타일 이님, because you said you are a squash club member, and because Jinny Yu Jung-nim also guessed it right on the first guess, if you guys can guess the person being interviewed, this Australian squash legend, text us the name of this legendary man. We'll listen to a short interview clip.
I was the first ever world amateur champion first, and that was the first, I suppose, major, apart from the British Amateur and British Open Championships, which were regarded as the pinnacle of squash up until that stage, you know. So I remember the first amateur one, but the World Open was a special one because it happened to be the British Open as well. The first ever World Open they decided was going to be a British Open, so it was such an important event. You won 2 titles with one match, and I never forget it was one of the hardest tournaments I've played because I played Maui Bulla Khan in the final. I won in 5. I beat him 9-2 in the 5th, and the match went over an hour and a half. So I can still remember that particular match. It meant a lot to me, you know, to win a world championship. At that stage, I was a professional player, and of course, it was my career as much as anything else.
So we just heard an interview clip of an Australian legendary squash player. He was a star in the 1960s and the 70s. And we've just been updated from our PD님 and also Jinny Ryu Jung-nim on YouTube saying they call it racquetball in America.
Racquetball. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, racquetball. I think spelling-wise, it could be R-A-C-K-E-T, racket, or if you use the Canadian or British English, it would be R-A-Q-U-E-T.
Maybe in America they simplify the spell. You know, check.
Yeah.
You know, we in England we spell check. You know, the money check.
Yeah, with a Q-U-E.
But in America they just do CK.
Yeah, they
so
do.
it's probably the CK one.
Probably, because they call it racquetball. Because in Canada we call it squash.
Racquetball.
Yeah, racquet.
Racquet.
But yeah, we listened to an interview clip of a Australian legend, Geoff Hunt. That's his name, Geoff Hunt. And he said a few things, few English expressions that I want to go over.
Okay.
He said, British Amateur of British Open Championships, which were regarded as the pinnacle of squash. He used the word pinnacle.
I like this word. Pinnacle.
I love it.
It's just, you just feel like, 정상, 꼭대기.
그렇죠. 피니클은 제일 꼭대기, 탑이란 뜻이에요.
Yeah.
그래서 이 스쿼시에서 제일 그때 당시에 제일 그 뭐라 하죠? biggest games라고 하면 British Open Championships라고 말을 했어요.
그렇죠. It's a very versatile word. 이 모든 것에 대해서 이 pinnacle이라고 얘기할 수 있거든요. 예를 들어서 this food is the pinnacle of fine dining. You know, 이 음식은 최고의 맛이야.
맞아요.
Yeah, it's the pinnacle of fine dining.
Exactly.
It's the best.
맞아요. 그리고 왜 많은 선수들이 아니면은 과학자들이 노벨상을 타고 싶어 하잖아요. It's the pinnacle of scientific achievement.
Yeah, the best, the top.
맞아요. And he also went on saying that it was my career as much as anything else. 여기서 as much as anything else라는 표현은 무슨 뜻이지라고 생각하실 수 있는데요. 이 스쿼시라는 운동 자체가 이 사람한테는 커리어였고 그 일과 관련된 모든 것 또한 커리어였다라고 말을 하는 거였습니다. So for example, being a radio host is my career as much as anything else. 이렇게 말을 한다면 저 또한 라디오 진행자라는 건 제 커리어이지만 그 관련된 모든 일도 커리어라고 볼 수 있다. 이렇게 쓸 수 있는 표현이죠.
Everything's my career.
I mean everything related to it.
Yeah.
So
okay.
like voice overs or voice acting, things like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then he also went on to say another great expression, doesn't get better than that, or doesn't get any better than that. I think we hear this a lot in sports commentary. We hear this a lot when someone's eating something really delicious.
It doesn't get any better than that. It's the pinnacle.
맞아, it's the pinnacle. 똑같이 쓸 수 있네요.
더할 나위가 없다.
맞아요. 더할 나위가 없다. That's the direct best translation. it's the best. It can't get any better than that. 그렇죠? 맛있는 걸 먹고 와서 와 이거 진짜 맛있다라고 영어로 It's so delicious라고 할 수 있는데 조금 boring하잖아요.
If I'm honest, I don't think I've really ever said the word delicious much in my life.
Yeah?
In English, you know, if you say like 맛있다,
Yeah.
people say delicious.
Yeah.
But you don't say delicious, you say good. It's so good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
But you could also say it doesn't get any better than that.
It doesn't get any better than that.
네, 이 표현 또 언제 쓸 수 있냐면요. 선셋 보러 갔을 때 일출이죠. 일몰인가? 일몰.
Yeah, 몰락하는 거죠. Remember that? 몰락하는 거.
몰락하는 거. 일몰 보러 갔을 때 진짜 막 하늘이 핑크색하고 보라색이 이렇게 딱 보여줬을 때
Yeah.
doesn't get any better than that.
It doesn't get any better than this. 막
Yeah.
친구랑 어깨 동무를 하면서.
아니 와이프나 여자친구나 그죠.
그럼 이 음식이나 뭐 선셋이 뭐 최악이라면 it gets a lot better than this이라고 할 수 있나요?
Yeah, I can get a lot better than this.
I guess 비꼬아서 말하면
네.
you can say that.
Sarcastically, for
Yeah.
sure. Now, this sport was added in Korea back in 1989, and since then, there's been a lot of smaller games in Korea and in Asia as well, and it's being picked up by many Asian people, Asian nations. And Korea's been pretty decent with this sport. Their latest achievement was the Asian Games in 2014, where the women's team won the bronze medal.
Oh, for real?
And so, yeah, I mean, this sport, like I said, in 2028 in Los Angeles, it will be in the Summer Games. So make sure you guys tune in, watch the games for that, and see.
It's not just going to be a bunch of rich people. Like,
Probably.
Callie from the Valley.
No, I'm pretty sure there'd be very athletic people
Yeah.
there, right?
Yeah. Wearing goggles.
Yes, you have to wear goggles, just like Miok Stelianim said.
Brilliant. That's awesome. I literally know nothing about squash,
Yeah.
apart from what I've seen on TV. I do want to give it a try. It does look fun.
You know, it's actually hard for us.
Really?
You know, you think it's easy, right? Because we're tall and we have long
You
arms.
play against yourself.
근데 we have to move in that small enclosed space really fast. Yeah, it's tough.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Anyway, this was a sport. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't go anywhere. I keep saying that. I keep saying it's till the second hour or something.
You want to
but
go home?
No, we'll see you at 5. So don't go anywhere. This is Hit Me With Your Best Shot by Pat Benatar.
You're the real tough cookie with a long history of breaking little hearts like the one in me. That's okay, let's see how you do it. Put up your dues, let's get down to it. Hit me with your best shot. Why don't you hit me with your best shot? Hit me with your best shot. Fire away. Come on with it, come on, you don't fight fair. But that's okay, see if I can knock me down, it's all in vain. I get right back on my feet again. Hit me with your best shot. Why don't you hit me with your best shot? Hit me with your best shot. Fire away.
부산의 축제 어디까지 즐겨보셨나요? 과거와 현재, 미래가 공존하는 항구 도시 부산. 이곳 부산은 계절을 물들이는 다양한 축제로 늘 풍성합니다. 봄의 시작을 알리는 봄꽃 축제부터 부산의 여름을 만끽하는 바다 축제, 전 세계 영화인들이 모이는 부산국제영화제와 새로운 시작의 해맞이 축제까지. 부산의 축제는 우리의 열정을 가득 담고 있습니다. 바쁜 일상은 잠시 뒤로 하고 특별한 시간을 선물 받는 바로 이곳 부산에서 우리의 삶은 축제가 됩니다. 축제로 하나 되는 부산, 여러분은 어떤 축제를 기다리시나요? 이 캠페인은 대선공익재단과 BFM 부산영어방송이 함께합니다.
70 years ago, Busan was the provisional capital of a war-torn Korea. But thanks to the international community, we emerged into an economic powerhouse embracing technology and industries. And now we wish to return the favor. The world now faces critical transitions stemming from digital inequity, food insecurity, climate change, and the pandemic. Sharing our unique journey of overcoming post-war poverty, we will put our heads together and move towards progress. Busan is now the model city of the fourth industrial revolution and smart city infrastructure. Looking ahead to 2030, Busan is prepared to attract the World Expo.
부산은 준비됐습니다. 부산 나 상상. 부산 준비하라. 부산 준비됐지.
Busan is ready. This campaign is brought to you by BEFM 부산영어방송.
The thing about Americans that I've thought similar to that old-fashioned New York City toady-toady street.
영어 발음, 영어 억양. 여러분은 얼마나 자신 있으신가요?
발음, 억양이 다 힘들지.
불편하고 약간 콤플렉스 아닌 콤플렉스가 있어.
Just forgive my poor English.
영어 발음이 좋다는 말을 들으면 기분이 좋아지는 건 사실이죠. 그래서 그런지 한국에서 영어 발음과 억양을 개선해준다는 프로그램은 언제나 인기가 많습니다.
영어 발음은 1초 만에.
그런데 우리는 도대체 누구의 발음을 기준으로 우리의 발음을 평가하는 걸까요? 미국식? 아니면 영국식?
한국에서는 아무래도 그 공교육에서 미국식 영어만 듣게 되잖아요.
원어민처럼 발음하지 못하면 되게 부끄러운 거고.
원어민 액센트라고 하는 건 되게 중립적인 건 아닙니다. 뭐 이데올로기다 이렇게 지적을 많이 합니다. 최근에.
원어민 영어 발음, 표준 영어 억양은 도대체 어떤 말소리일까요? 오는 10월 31일 오전 10시부터 2시간 동안 방송되는 특집 다큐멘터리 좋은 영어, 나쁜 영어, 이상한 영어, 영어 차별 고발 특집 표준 영어 말소리라는 환상의 실체 낱낱이 파헤쳐드립니다.
The time is now 5 o'clock.
새로 배운 영어 표현은 앙 물어보고
모르는 영어 표현은 잉 물어보셔라. 교통부터 비즈니스 영어까지.
Bite into new English expressions.
When somebody says, "How are you?" what do you usually say? You could say, "I'm fine, and you?" But how about saying, "I'm doing great," or "I'm fantastic"?
It might be easy, it could be hard. You might not, understand what we're saying. And if you're curious, all you have to do is to ask us.
That is correct, because in this segment, we'll dig into one sentence per day. So don't hesitate or be afraid to ask any English expression. 네, 궁금한 표현이 있다면 물어봐 주세요.
Today's Bite English expression is I'm writing to let you know. 오늘 제가 이메일을 보내는 이유는
좀 creepy하네요. I'm writing to let you know I love you.
I'm writing to let you know that I'm
watching you.
quitting.
I know what you did last summer.
What did I do?
You've not seen the movie 지난 여름에 뭘 했는지 알아?
Well, finish the sentence.
공포 영화.
Finish the sentence.
Okay. Yeah, I'm writing to let you know. I am writing to let you know. Yeah, so when would you use this?
This is a written form of expression. 이 보통 필기체로 쓸 때, 그러니까 손 글씨 쓸 때 쓰는 표현이라고 하죠. 왜냐하면 I'm writing to let you know니까 직접 쓰는 거잖아요. It's a formal way of letting someone know something.
Exactly.
So usually through emails these days, but back in the days, maybe writing a letter as well.
I'm writing. You'd see this in maybe not very good things. 좀 안 좋은 이메일을 받았을 때 이런 문장을 많이 볼 것 같아요. 뭐 예를 들어서 I'm writing to let you know that you have been fined for illegal parking. 불법 주차해가지고 이제 이메일 보내드립니다.
그렇죠. I'm writing this email. I'm writing to let you know that you've been fired.
What?
해고입니다.
What?
I'm writing to let you know that there's been some changes in the schedule. We need to reschedule the meeting.
You're not Elon Musk. You don't fire people by email.
Well, I'm pretty sure Elon Musk got the idea from somebody else too.
Like a real person, you know.
I'm writing to let you know that you have to come in for an important meeting.
Oh no, that's even scarier.
Yeah. That's basically saying you're fired.
Yeah, so whatever reason that you have to, whatever you want to say to somebody, I'm writing to let you know anything that you want.
Mm-hmm. What are some other expressions you could use?
I'm writing to inform you.
Right. You could say, I wanted to inform you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to inform you about something.
If it's formal, a very formal email, you would say inform.
Right. I've also seen this one. I hope this message finds you well.
Yeah, I've always found that very strange.
Yeah.
That's from 옛날에 편지 보냈을 때.
아, 그러네요.
비둘기 다리에 막 달아가지고 막 I hope it finds you well. You know?
To Mr. Kim, but it went to Mr. Lee.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I hope it found you well. But email, of course, it finds them well. It only finds.
Because there's only one unique email address.
Exactly.
So I hope this message finds you well. I'm contacting you to ask you about something or whatever.
Yeah.
그러면 이걸 받았을 때 how can we answer and react? I guess it depends on the message.
This part isn't important.
Yeah.
It's just a good way to start the email or the message. The important part is what comes after. So I'm writing to let you know that you have been let go.
Oh my.
해고입니다. Then you'd be like, I wouldn't reply.
Oh.
Yeah. Why would you reply?
You wouldn't.
Well, maybe can we talk?
Oh.
Can we talk?
Yeah, I have my stuff there. When can I go and pick them up?
Yeah.
And they're going to be there when I'm picking my things up?
Exactly. So you reply whatever the content of the email is.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. So that was today's Bite English expression. I am writing to let you know. 오늘 제가 이메일을 보내는 이유는
Yeah.
What?
No, you actually him laughing along. 비둘기 다리, so funny.
Yeah. That's the origin of that expression.
그렇죠. I hope this message finds you well.
Yeah.
네.
It's quite stupid when you think about it.
진짜 if you break it down and think about it, 진짜 웃기죠.
Yeah.
네, 요즘은 뭐.
But it's just stuck. It's now, 고정 표현이니까.
네, 옛날에 썼던 그 유래된 표현이 있지만 어떻게든 지금 그냥 쓰게 됐으니까 어쩔 수가 없어요.
Yeah. Well, if you have any questions, feel free to send them to us, and your messages hopefully will find us well.
That's right.
If you send them to #9050 샵 9050 or a Kakao Talk message, then they will find us well. And if they do find us, you could win some great prizes.
Exactly. We have 치킨 콜라 햄버거 쿠폰, 치킨 콜라 세트, 햄버거 쿠폰, 아이스크림 교환권, 떠먹는 조각 케이크 교환권, 도넛 교환권, 치킨 콜라 콤보 쿠폰, 햄버거 쿠폰, 도넛 쿠폰, a slice of cake and ice cream coupon.
네, 그리고 놀라운 착시의 세계를 즐길 수 있는 착시미술관 Museum of Illusion 관람 티켓도 있습니다. Tickets for the Museum of Illusion in Busan Cinema Center Biff Hill in Haeundae, where you can explore some great illusions and take a few pictures too.
We also have the LCT tickets. The X Sky tickets, 2 per person.
맞습니다. 부산 대표 랜드마크 해운대 LCT에 위치한 하늘 위의 바다 부산 X the Sky 전망대 입장권 1인당 2매를 드리겠습니다. Admission tickets for the Busan X the Sky top floor observatory, which is located in LCT in Haeundae, which is, in case you didn't know, the highest place in Busan.
맞습니다. 그리고 차가워지는 계절에 여러분의 건강을 책임질 건강식이 선물로 준비되어 있습니다. 이 엄선된 식재료와 정성으로 맛과 건강을 책임지는 삼계탕과 닭요리 전문점 동백 삼계탕 마린시티점에서 2인 식사권을 드립니다. Lots of great
제가
gifts.
매일 얼마나 고생하는지 알아요. 이제 그거 읽으니까.
It's a tongue twister. But yeah, we've got lots of great gifts, and all you have to do is send us a message, and with the right message, you could potentially win one of these amazing gifts. Where can they send them? Not through 비둘기's legs, but pound 9050, shop 9050, which will cost you 101, or Kakao Talk message, or YouTube Live.
We're going to take a song break. This is 취중 고백 by 김민석.
늦었지만 잠시 나올래 너의 집 골목에 있는 놀이터에 앉아 있어 친구들 만나서 오랜만에 술을 좀 했는데 자꾸만 네 얼굴 떠올라 무작정 달려왔어 이만 모르겠니 요즘 난 미친 사람처럼 너만 생각해 대책 없이 네가 점점 좋아져 아냐 안 취했어 진짜야 널 정말 사랑해 눈물이 날 만큼 원하고 있어 정말로 몰랐니 가끔 전화해 장난치듯 주말엔 뭐 할 거냐며 너의 관심 끌던 나를 그리고 한 번씩 누나 주려 샀는데 너 그냥 준다고 생색낸 선물도 너 때문에 산 거야 이만 모르겠니 요즘 난 미친 사람처럼 너만 생각해 대책 없이 네가 점점 좋아져 아냐 안 취했어 진짜야 널 정말 사랑해 진심이야 믿어줘 갑자기 이런 말 놀랐다면 미안해 부담이 되는 게 당연해 이해해 널 하지만 내 고백도 이해해 주겠니 지금 당장 대답하지 마 나와 일주일만 사귀어줄래 후회 없이 잘해주고 싶은데 그 후에도 네가 싫다면 나 그때 포기할게 귀찮게 안 할게 혼자 아플게 진심이야 너를 사랑하고 있어
It's time for Flash Pop Quiz. Every day is a special day, and yesterday was one of those special days in Korea. 어제는 바로 이곳이 대한민국의 영토임을 널리 알리고 이곳을 지키겠다는 의지를 세계 각국에 드러내기 위해서 제정된 기념일입니다.
This island used to be called 우산도, 삼봉도, 가지도, and 석도. 경상북도 울릉군 울릉읍에 위치한 이 섬의 이름은 무엇일까요?
Oh, what is this island called in Korean and in English?
Send us your answers to pound 9050, 샵 9050, which will cost you 101, or a Kakao Talk message, or a YouTube live chat as well.
To give you a hint, if you translate it, it could be like a poisoned island.
Oh my, that's
But,
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not at all
There's
like
a
that.
famous song as well. 우리 땅. We'll listen to it later.
Yeah, we
All right,
will.
sending some messages right now.
Yes.
What are we going to listen to?
We're gonna listen to. I keep thinking of 비둘기, but this is 새들처럼 by 변진섭.
열린 공간 속을 가르며 달려가는 자동차와 석양에 비추인 사람들 어둠은 내려와 도시를 감싸고 나는 노래하네 눈을 떠보면 회색빛 빌딩 사이로 보이는 내 모습이 어붙는 소나기 세찬 바람 맞고 거리를 헤매이네 무거운 하늘 희뿌연 연기 사이로 보이는 아스팔트 답답한 도시를 떠나고 싶어도 나는 갈 수 없네 날아가는 새들 바라보며 나도 따라 날아가고 싶어 파란 하늘 아래서 자유롭게 나도 따라가고 싶어 눈을 떠보면 회색빛 빌딩 사이로 보이는 내 모습이 어붙는 소나기 세찬 바람 맞고 거리를 헤매이네 무거운 하늘 희뿌연 연기 사이로 보이는 아스팔트 답답한 도시를 떠나고 싶어도 나는 갈 수 없네 날아가는 새들 바라보며 나도 따라 날아가고 싶어 파란 하늘 아래서 자유롭게 나도 따라가고 싶어 날아가는 새들 바라보며 나도 따라 날아가고 싶어 파란 하늘 아래서 자유롭게 나도 따라가고 싶어 날아가는 새들 바라보며 나도
변진섭의 새들처럼 들으셨습니다. Welcome back. You're listening to the 4 p.m. duo with Nick and David here as your hosts, and we are in the middle of our flash pop quiz where we asked you about a specific island in 경상북도. We asked you the name of this island because yesterday was a special day about it as well.
A very special day in Korea. And this island used to be called 우산도, 삼봉도, 가지도, and 석도. I don't know if that's the right song.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
That's a different song.
So
Yeah.
I think it's quite, people will know what the answer is, and we do have quite a lot of messages. So let's reveal the answer first.
It is 독도. That's the correct answer. D-O-K-D-O, 독도.
Indeed so. And we have loads of messages coming in, all with the same answer, which is great. We have 미옥스텔리님 saying 독도 with a little KR trademark.
Oh, nice.
I like that little symbol.
So it's copyrighted. We have 변동욱님 tuning in, texting in for the first time. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the 4 p.m. duo, and you got the answer right.
We have 제니님 as well saying 어제가 독도의 날이었다고 해요. 독도는 우리 땅 하트병. 대한민국 화이팅 하트병. 포주도 화이팅 하트병. I love your support. I would love to have 제니님 in a parade. I think you would be the best marcher in a parade.
Oh, yeah, in the front lines.
Because you'd be so supportive.
맞아요.
Number one supporter.
Did you read her previous message? She said,
Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, yeah. Hello, welcome, by the way.
병원 다녀오느라 늦었대요. Oh, my. I hope you're not too sick.
Well, of course, her children, remember, were sick.
No, they're not good.
Yeah.
요즘 감기가 많이 돌기 때문에 because of the temperature difference as well, please wear appropriate clothing and I hope your kids get well soon.
And I hope you're okay as well, Jenny.
Yeah.
Be safe. Take care of yourself. 희님 as well saying 정답은 독도. 독도는 우리 땅. 하트병.
맞습니다. 신정은님 also with the answer. 독도 아리랑 노래 좋아요. Oh, yeah, there are a lot of great songs related to 독도. We're going to listen to one of them soon.
We will. We also have 신정은님 saying 정답 독도요. 독도 아리랑. Oh, you said that. But also before that, asking a question.
I was like echoing.
메아리.
Echoing my words, yeah.
She also said 영어에도 치중 진담이라는 표현이 있나요? 이 술 관련된 표현으로 goggle eyes or big goggles만 알겠네요. 혹시 있으면 알려주세요. So 치중 진담 is like when you're kind of drunk or tipsy, under the influence, you start spilling the truth. 좀 you say what you really think.
Is there a word that we could associate it with, a phrase or something?
한 단어나 표현이 없고요. 그냥 설명식으로 문장으로 좀 그렇게 설명해야 할 것 같아요. When you're drunk, you start being more honest.
Yeah, I guess. 그냥 설명식으로.
Honest when you're more honest when you're drunk.
Yeah, talking under the influence of alcohol.
You spill the truth. Spill the beans when you're drunk.
Oh yeah, spill the beans is a good one.
When you're drunk.
You're drunk, yeah.
I like how Korea has its own expression. It looks like 사자성어, but I'm sure it's not.
맞습니다. 조현철님 텍스팅인 saying 문제를 못 들어서 찍으려고 했는데 울릉도랑 독도랑 둘 중 하나를 못 찍었네요. 찍었습니다. 방금 독도 맞습니다.
Well done. Good stuff as well.
Yeah.
Samuanim as well saying it's great to listen to the 4 p.m. duo today. Thank you. It's great to have you here today.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in.
Yeah. Support as well coming in from 3716번님 saying 독도입니다. 독도는 우리 땅.
맞습니다. 4871번님 텍스팅 앤 독도 울릉도에 도착해서 날씨 운이 좋아야만 갈 수 있다는 독도 한 번도 못 가봤어요. 꼭 한번 가보고 싶어요. That's the thing. 저 한번 가보고 싶었거든요. 울릉도도 가보고 싶었어요. I mean, the fact that you want to go to 독도, you have to pass 울릉도, right?
Yeah.
가보고 싶었는데 they kept telling me 날씨 안 좋으면은 you could be stranded in Ulungdo for a long time.
Really?
And so they told me, do you have a lot of free time? And I said, no, I need to work.
난 바쁜 사람이야.
예, 그래서 그러면 안 된대요. Yeah.
Fair enough.
So I was never able to go.
So lots of messages coming in now. Dokdo is the first place where the sun actually rises in Korea. It's a famous island where Koreans do not know where Dokdo is located exactly and what kind of dispute it's having, of course, with its neighboring country.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's also extremely valuable both economically and geopolitically.
맞습니다.
이 주변의 바다에는 명태, 오징어, 상어 등 이 다양한 물고기들이 많이 잡히고 바닷속에도 이 해조류가 다양하게 서식하며 이 상당량의 지하 자원이 묻혀 있기 때문이라고 합니다. So lots of reasons why you should lay claim to this island as well. And, you know, the vast abundance that it brings.
Exactly. So, yeah, it's very important economically because of these sea creatures there, but also geopolitically because it's very close to Japan.
All right, let's announce a winner.
We shall. We're gonna give away a hamburger set to 변동욱님 축하드립니다. Woohoo!
Congratulations, my friend. Enjoy that. It'd be cool if we gave away prizes related to every different quiz. Like if we give tickets to Dokdo.
That would have been awesome. I would go for it.
It would be such a strain on our 작가님 to find new prizes every single day.
그쵸. We also had 조현철님 just texting in again with a picture with this place with 독도 in it. And he just took it. He just said 지나가다가 보는 목욕탕 이름 방금 찍었어요.
Oh, it's called 독도. It's a 찜질방.
Yeah, but it's called 독도 something. So that's awesome.
That's really cool.
That's the best name to have.
All right. Well done. Thank you everybody for participating. We have the quizzes every single day. We're going to take a quick song break and then we'll be right back. Now, this is the song I guess that we were singing and everyone has on their minds. What is it?
독도는 우리 땅 by 정광태.
남쪽 백길 따라 200리 외로운 섬 하나 새들의 고향 그 누가 아무리 자기네 땅이라고 우겨도 독도는 우리 땅 경상북도 울릉읍 도동산 63 동경 132 북위 37 경중 기온 12도 강수량은 1300 독도는 우리 땅 오징어, 꼴뚜기, 대구, 명태, 거북이 연어알, 물씨알, 해녀, 대합실 17만 평방미터 우물 하나 분하고 독도는 우리 땅 섬나라 우상부 세종실록 지리지 50페이지 셋째 줄 하와이는 미국 땅 대마도는 일본 땅 독도는 우리 땅 노일전쟁 직후에 임자 없는 섬이라고 억지로 우기면 정말 곤란해 신라 장군 이사부 지하에서 웃는다 독도는 우리 땅 울릉도 동남쪽 백길 따라 200리 외로운 섬 하나 새들의 고향 그 누가 아무리 자기네 땅이라고 우겨도 독도는 우리 땅
Lights, camera, action.
Pop, 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 poppity popcorn. This fact! Pop, 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 popcorn. Pop, popcorn. Poppity pop, pop, popcorn. Poppity popcorn.
And Garrett is in the house. Take it away. Magnesium, yo.
Pop, 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 popcorn. Pop, 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 popcorn. What up, yo?
Whoa.
Let's go.
Raise the roof. Michael G is in the house.
Magnesium.
Ready to talk movies.
I am. And I'm very excited. I think everybody is about what's out in theaters this week. It is the latest in the legendary animating director, Miyazaki Hayao.
Oh.
He came out of retirement for this one, and everybody's been waiting for it.
Hasn't he come out of retirement a couple of times?
He has indeed.
But he just can't stay in the back seat, can he?
Yeah, he's a little bit like the Daniel Day-Lewis, I think, also had this game plan. I think what they do is that they give so much of themselves to each project. Because I watched some videos in preparation for this of what goes on behind the scenes in Studio Ghibli, and he's there. He just lives in the animating studio when he's working on a project. He just doesn't. He's like he sleeps in the office they cook for each other there. The animators do. There's like 60 of them who work together. And it's like they barely sleep when they get close to the deadline. And he walks around. There's a cat who lives there. And he just complains about his life to the cat. He's like, look at you, just in the sun. You have no deadlines. Meanwhile, I have to finish this project. And he just looks so stressed out with the deadline that's coming up.
Right.
And I think that every time he finishes, he's probably like, I'm going to retire. This is the last one for me. And then a year later, he's like, I'll come back.
But he's dedicated his life to probably some of the most loved cartoons in the world for decades. And, maybe you want a year off. But then you're like, this is my calling. It's my life calling.
I mean,
That's right.
He, like you said, he's lived in the studio for 60 other people for so many days. And then once you have the days off, as an workaholic, if you are not working anymore,
갑자기 허전해지잖아요.
허전하고 다시 일하고 싶잖아요. I guess that's the case with him.
Yeah. It is. So even if he says like, this one is really the last one, I don't know even why we have to talk about it. Why do you have to retire? Because this is not a kind of a job where you come in 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. You're either doing a project or you're not. You don't really have to announce to the world every time that I'm retiring.
It's like announcing that you're leaving social media. I need to take some time for myself.
Yeah.
I do have one question before we dive into this.
Yeah.
Something I've always battled with. Is it Ghibli or Ghibli?
Ghibli.
It's Ghibli.
Yeah, it's technically Ghibli. And then if you look at it in the Korean version of it, it's like Ghibli.
Oh.
They do like the J.
In Japan, is it?
But then Ghibli as well. And then it gets confusing because when you put it into English, they put a GH on it. So it really does. I think the confusion comes from the spelling and using the English lettering.
Right.
Like the GHIBLI, like that.
Yeah, that's definitely a G.
Yeah, you're like, Ghibli.
Yeah.
So you got a bunch of people walking around saying Ghibli when they should be saying Ghibli.
It's Ghibli. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so the first thing I wanted to say actually is that it's one of the most common web searches about like Miyazaki and Studio Ghibli is that is there any movie made by that studio not directed by Miyazaki? There's a lot of people curious about that.
Right. They go hand in hand, right?
Yeah, but in fact, like about half of the movies that they've made are not directed by him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I guess only the famous ones we know of.
Yeah, that's right. So I just wanted to let you guys know that there's a bunch of Studio Ghibli movies out there. Like, there's about 23 total, and only about half of those were directed by Miyazaki. So Grave of Fireflies is one from 1988. That's the Pandit Purili Myo.
Yeah, I watched this one.
Yeah, maybe the saddest animated movie ever made.
But it's not directed by Miyazaki.
It was not. Yeah, it was not. And it was directed by actually the man who started Studio Ghibli with Miyazaki as well. So there's also Arrietty from 2010, which is kind of popular on streaming right now.
It's like The Borrowers.
Yeah, it's a little tiny people who come in and kind of like steal things from houses, but they're nice. And then also The Cat Returns from 2002.
That was the first Ghibli movie I ever watched.
Oh, really?
The Cat Returns?
Yeah.
Yeah, started without the... Now, these ones are kind of lower on the list. Like you said, we'll go through the top, 8 most well-known and appreciated ones.
Right.
And then you get to kind of these other ones.
Grave of Fireflies, I thought that this one was directed by Miyazaki, but I guess it wasn't.
Yeah, so that's Takahata Isao. And then he unfortunately passed away. Quite a while ago. So, but they started the studio together, actually.
I'm sure Miyazaki oversees the projects and he, gives them the quality assurance check, and so he's had his hand in there, just not directing all the time.
Right. And so you probably are curious, what is the movie that's out right now? And so the title of this is 그대들은 어떻게 살 것인가, which is technically like how do you live?
Right.
I guess, right? Directly translated. But
is that the title?
It was a working title for a long time. And then a few months ago, they said, you know what, we're going to call this The Boy and the Heron.
Wow.
Instead.
Yes, I've heard that title.
Yeah. So they're saying like we don't like the how do they live. I kind of agree with them. If I'm like, what should we see today? Oh, how do they live?
Sounds like a reality TV show.
Who's they?
Yeah. No, 혼자.
Yeah.
Right, but
exactly.
no, I guess The Boy and the Heron maybe fits it a little bit better.
Heron은 학이죠.
네.
Yeah, that's right. And then so this one, that's the title of the book that it's based on that came out in 1937. And the book is about a boy who loses his father during the war, and then he has to move in with a stepfather with his mother. And does not really appreciate that. And moves out to the countryside from the city, and the move is not appealing to this character. The book itself was written so that it was half from the boy's perspective and then half actually from his uncle, like giving advice to him. It's kind of a famous book in Japan, and so a lot of people are well aware of this actual book. Why did Miyazaki choose to adapt a book for this project? A lot of people are pointing out that there are things about this story that really are autobiographical also for Miyazaki himself, because he, in fact, did move to the country. And then if you're familiar with a lot of his work, there are a lot of people living out in the country by the woods or in the fields, and there's a lot of really well animated nature always.
I think when you think of Miyazaki's Ghibli movies, the first thing I think of is the Japanese countryside. Yeah. Especially with My Neighbor Totoro, right?
Yes,
it's just in the forest, and it looks really peaceful and serene, and I guess it's based on his childhood.
Yeah, that's right. And so all of those details, I think he's one of the most famous animators for getting those natural details in there. And that's going to continue here. Like you have the boy and the heron, like you were saying, it's part of the title. There's a lot of creatures in this as well, and the heron really is a big part of the movie.
Are they funky-looking creatures?
Some of them are, and so we do get in. That's another thing that's very Miyazaki, right?
Yeah.
So you start out by being like, oh, this is just a bunch of frogs, and then the frogs start kind of wiggling around and morphing into water
They
creatures.
Have 10 eyes. Spirited Away is next level, man.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just that's a trip. You know?
Yeah. So we're kind of throwing out these classics.
Animals with wheels and stuff.
That's right. Yeah. So don't be disappointed, because it's not just one of these movies where this boy moves out to the countryside and that's it. He goes out there, and then the heron tells him, your mother or your father is not dead, or maybe it's his mother. I think it might be his mother, actually. She's not dead, and she's in this building over here, this abandoned building. You should go in there and rescue her.
Oh, wow.
And then he's like, whoa, I don't know if I'm going to believe this talking heron right now. And then, then his new stepmother also disappears in there. And so he goes in, and then that's when the sort of Spirited Away talking animals, crazy creatures, kind of floating ghost-like things start to come up. So we do get that going to the other worlds experience also, which we're familiar with
the
Miyazaki.
fantasy part. Yes.
We have a message from 미역스텔레이님 saying 미야자키 새로운 영화에 대한 mixed reviews 읽었어요. 지브리 영화는 영상미도 있고 이 음악도 아름다워요.
Yeah, Miyazaki, 미도요.
This
I don't believe the reviews. I believe Miyazaki, not the reviews.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, everyone's got different opinions,
Yeah,
for
sure.
Yeah.
And with his movies too, I think one of the one that is like a small little creature, the pink creature, it looks like a fish. The fish.
Oh, 보여요.
Yeah.
Ponyo.
Oh, Ponyo.
Yeah. There's a penguin. And
that animation was very colorful too.
Yeah.
And it had the pastel colors, I remember.
Yeah.
And it just looked very peaceful just watching it.
Right.
So all his animation works are very pleasant to look at.
Yeah.
And while they have these weird looking creatures, they still look cute.
They do. Yeah, you gotta be he really rides that combination of very unsettling and cute at the same time. Even Totoro is that way too.
It's
That's
cute and
thing.
nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
That's exactly. Yeah, nightmare fuel.
I don't know how to feel.
They're sitting on a fence, right?
And then Totoro is cute, and then he has this big grin. Looks like he's gonna eat you.
Exactly.
The cat bus.
And he's never actually looking at you with his eyes. His eyes are looking that way, and he never blinks. He's just like.
Yeah, 귀여우면서 약간 무섭기도 하고.
그쵸.
근데 좋아요. So, I hear we've got a lot of fun clips that we can listen to.
I do. So when we go into hey, let's celebrate Miyazaki's filmography, I wanted to do it in a way where we just listen to things and then maybe you go, you tell me what you think that is.
Oh, okay.
And so what movie does it come from, and also kind of what character is it? And I'm picking things that the weird non-human characters.
Okay.
So that's a little hint for you.
So let's look at the script.
Oh, okay. I scrolled down where the links were, and I scrolled back up.
He's cheating already.
Right.
Yeah, I already saw the first one. So you guessed the first one.
I think I can't remember. Actually.
All right, let's go to the first clip. I left that.
We know that terrifying roar.
It sounds like me when I'm drunk.
David.
When I'm in the bathroom, right?
That's me in the morning, yeah. Oh, 아침이다.
Yeah, you got it, man. It was you from last night.
Yeah.
Sorry,
guys.
Yeah, that's the David movie. That was obviously Totoro, right?
That was Totoro. Do you know the scene?
Isn't it when they first meet and he wakes up and he's like...
So there's a scene where she's on his chest.
Yeah.
And then if you heard, there was some sounds of some raindrops. So that's not the scene where she's on his chest. It's the scene where they're waiting for the bus and it's raining.
Oh.
And everybody loves this. It's when Totoro is holding the umbrella and he's never really... It seems like he's never held one before. And he hears the raindrops on the umbrella and he kind of goes like, ooh, that's an interesting sound. And he wants to hear more. So he goes, boom. He kind of... I guess jumps down on the ground and shakes the ground.
Right.
Yeah.
Classic.
The raindrops from the trees fall down, right?
Yeah.
That was Totoro using an umbrella. All right, we've got more, right?
We do. And so let's go to clip number 2.
It's another little boy or girl saying,
Yeah. 회오리에 갇힌 고양이 같은. Like a cat stuck in a tornado.
Yeah. It's a cat.
Not the cat returns, is it?
No, it's not. No. And that's, like we were saying, it's a cat, but it's not a cat. It's a cat that can take you places.
The cat bus.
It's a cat bus.
Okay.
From Totoro.
From the same movie.
It is, yeah. I guess it probably threw you off that you thought maybe I was going a different movie for every sound clip.
So I was thinking of like Spirited Away or what was
Totoro? What's this gonna be?
But the last bit of it with the sound was a hint, I guess.
Yeah, and then the sound of is when the cat bus actually opens itself up for the door.
Okay.
I find the cat bus so fascinating because when you go inside the cat bus, it's still the cat's body.
Yeah,
and
organs and stuff.
Yeah, and you're just like they're kind of like walking on top of it, and the seats are like made of cat skin and fur. It's
Transformers, right?
Yeah.
Kind of the look of it reminds me of the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Big grin, kind of scary.
Yeah, and kind of like light coming out of the eyes from the headlights. Yeah.
All right, that was the cat bus.
Yeah, and I just also want to point out here with this one is that you know what Miyazaki's really good at is that's hand animated and painted. Right, so they never like transition into we're using all computers now.
No CG.
Still like 60 people drawing and painting.
That's awesome.
Like this movie that's out right now, even if you don't appreciate the story itself, the animation is throwback and it's classic and it's beautiful. It's artwork.
Yeah, for sure.
And what he's so good at is showing weight and speed in animation, which is really hard to do. So like that one, the cat bus, as it moves through the forest and it kind of like comes to a stop and like this with its paws, you can always really feel how big and how fast it is and how heavy it is as it's traveling.
You've got to be so talented to be able to capture inertia in a drawing.
It's basically, they applied a lot of physics in it.
Yeah.
Because you see physics in games only, but in drawings, that's amazing.
Incredible.
Yeah, underrated. Okay, so let's go to clip number 3 here.
I know this one.
This is David when he was drunk.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't say much, right? I just make moaning noises. It's the no-face one.
It is.
Yeah.
It's No Face. And so what he does, like he never speaks. No Face, I think, is my favorite character. And you were mentioning maybe Spirited Away. Is that your favorite, Spirited Away?
It's very good. It's not my favorite.
Oh, really? What's your favorite?
Either Totoro or Kiki's Delivery Service. Kiki's Delivery Service is so simple. It's so simple and cute. I love it.
Yeah.
I like Ponyo. I really like ponyo. And we had one message from 미역스텔라 이님 texting in saying 벼랑 위에 ponyo에 나왔던 라면도 맛있어 보이죠. And it sent us a picture of this ramen.
Oh, yeah.
Cartoon food looks delicious.
It does.
Yeah.
I want some right now.
Yeah. Maybe you can go for like anime food in like a restaurant somewhere, maybe in Tokyo somewhere.
They should make one.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I think they're really good at it too, because I think they were just really hungry most of the time that they were animating. Because I'm telling you, like they would take turns making dinner for each other, and they would just starve themselves animating, and then finally somebody's like Miyazaki himself used to make ramen for them.
Wow.
And so he would make it for like 60 people. It's a giant pot, and he's like throwing in and cooking bacon and everything.
오늘 회식. 네. 내가 직접 끓인 라면. Wow.
All right, let's go to the final clip here.
I mean, it sounds like a mixture of Totoro and Spirited Away. Like, you know,
Is it ponyo?
That is from Ponyo. It's from Ponyo, and then Ponyo is, of course, there. That's not really the sound that Ponyo makes when Ponyo moves around. Ponyo is kind of like a goldfish. At
It's a sea creature.
Yeah, and then it's a princess, and then at some point she gets these weird like chicken legs also, like when she's becoming partly human. But that was actually the ocean creature. Like the ocean itself is trying to get get Ponyo back for the king of the ocean.
Right.
And so the ocean has like eyes, and it comes in and it kind of moves and it gurgles. And you mentioned Ponyo, like how beautifully it's animated. The food is good in it, but I want to shout out how the water looks in the movie, the waves, and again how hard that would be to animate by hand, the motion of the ocean.
Right.
And there's a scene where the waves are actually like trying to catch a car. Classic and beautiful. Yeah,
it is.
You know, this was today was definitely a trip down memory lane.
That's right.
Loved it. Now I want to go home and just binge watch some fuzzy, warm Miyazaki movies.
Yeah, Miyazaki series all the way.
Which is easy to do because they're all available on streaming.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Michael, thanks a lot, and we can't wait to see what you bring next week.
Okay, see you then.
Take care.
Bye.
We're going to take a song break. This is 회전목마 by 소코도모.
내가 슬플 때마다 이 노래가 찾아와 세상이 둥근 것처럼 우린 동글동글 인생은 회전목마 우린 매일 달려가 언제쯤 끝나난 잘 몰라 엄마 벌써 정신없이 달려왔어 Speed up 어제로 돌아가는 시계를 보다가 어려워 어른이 되어가는 과정이 On the road 24 시간이 아까워 Big noise everything brand new 어렸을 때처럼 바뀌지 않는 걸 찾아 나섰단 말야 왜냐면 그때가 더 좋았어 난 So let me go back Time machine 타고 go back singo가 좋았을 때처럼만 내가 슬플 때마다 이 노래가 찾아와 세상이 둥근 것처럼 우리 인생은 회전목마 우리 매일 달려가 언제쯤 끝나 난 잘 몰라 빙빙 돌아가는 회전목마처럼 영원히 계속될 것처럼 빙빙 돌아오는 우리의 시간처럼 인생은 회전목마 엄마 벌써 정신없이 달려왔어 Speed up 어제로 돌아가는 시계를 보다가 청춘까지 뺏은 현재 탓할 곳은 어디였네 22세에게 너무 큰 벽 그게 말로 하고 싶어도 어려웠어 가끔은 어렸을 때로 돌아가 불가능하다는 건 나도 잘 알아 그 순간만 고칠 수 있다면 지금의 나는 더 나았을까 달려가는 미터기도 놀라가 기사님과 어색하게 눈이 맞아 창문을 열어보지만 기분은 좋아지지 않아 그래서 손을 밖으로 쭉 뻗어 흔들리는 택시는 어느새
된다고 해 방 안에 있는 내 집안에 손에 있던 짐들은
내가 힘들 때마다 이 노래가 찾아와 세상이 둥근 것처럼 우리 인생은 회전목마 우린 계속 달려가 언제쯤 끝날지 잘 몰라
빙빙 돌아가는 회전목마처럼 영원히 계속될 것처럼 빙빙 돌아온 우리의 시간처럼
인생은 회전목마
I'm on a TV show You'll never even know 사실 얼마나 많이 불안했는지 정신없이 돌아서 어딜 봐야 할지 모르겠어 들리나요 여길 보란 말이 빙빙 돌아가는 회전목마처럼 영원히
아직 한 발 남았다.
The last English dose.
It ain't over till it's over. Now, before wrapping up the show, we would like to let you know one more useful English expression.
There are lots of situations in the world, and we'll pick the most interesting situations and take the time to share one expression through short conversations of that particular situation.
What kind of situation should we move on to today?
과장님, 이것 좀 보세요. 이거 디자인 제가 밤새 준비한 건데 어때요? 와, 완전 끝내주죠. 캬, 제가 했지만 참 잘한 것 같아요. 이쪽을 봐도 멋지고 저쪽을 봐도 멋지고 완전 짱. 아, 그래, 그렇군. 그렇게 긍정적인 자세 좋아. 하지만 말이지, 이건 말이야, 저번에 본 것 같은 그런 느낌적 느낌이 드는 그런 느낌이란 말이지. 네? 아니, 제가 이렇게 열심히 노력했는데 어떻게 그렇게 말씀하실 수 있나요? 저는요, 뭔가 이거 아방가르드하고 시크하고 유니크한 것을 만들고 싶은데 이 고정관념에서 벗어나는 게 힘드네요. 그렇지. 그래, 자네는 내가 아니니까 말이지. 힘들 거야. 한 걸음 물러서서 내일 다시 해보게. 나처럼 말이지. 멋진 나처럼. 아유, 밥맛이야. 한정된 생각, 고정관념에서 벗어나다라는 표현, 영어로는 어떻게 말할까요?
네, 오늘은 고정관념에서 벗어나다라는 말을 어떻게 영어로 표현하는지 알아봅니다. 영어로는 오늘의 상황이 어떻게 표현될지 한번 들어보시죠.
What do you think of this design?
It's nice, but I feel like I've seen it before.
I want to make something different, but I'm struggling to think outside the box.
It's hard to be creative. Maybe step away from it and come back tomorrow.
Let's listen to it one more time. What do you think of this design?
It's nice, but I feel like I've seen it before.
I want to make something different, but I'm struggling to think outside the box.
It's hard to be creative. Maybe step away from it and come back tomorrow.
You know, I find that expression very funny. Step away from it. It kind of sounds like the police. Step away from the vehicle.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of.
Put your hands in the back.
Yeah. Thank you, Daniel and Stephanie, for lending us your voices for the last English dose. Think outside the box, or think outside of the box. 고정관념에서 벗어나다라는 뜻입니다. So let's go over the sentences one by one. They start off by saying, what do you think about this design? Or what do you think of this design? 이 디자인 어때? What do you think?
그러자 it's nice. 좋은데 but I feel like I've seen it before. 어디서 근데 본 것 같기도 해. But I feel like 뭐뭐 하면은 이런 거 같다고 하는 거죠. 어떻게 뭐를 같다고 하는 거죠? I've seen it before. 어디선가 본 것 같다고 했습니다.
그죠. I feel like이라고 해도 내 감정이 이렇다라는 뜻이 아니고요. 뭐뭐 한 것 같다.
네, 뭐 배고픈 것 같아. 배고파서 뭐 먹고 싶어. I feel like eating this. 뭐 이렇게 할 수 있잖아요.
It's not related to your emotions in this context. 그러자 I want to make something different. 뭐가 다른 걸 만들고 싶은데 but I'm struggling to think outside of the box. I'm struggling이라고 할 때는 어떤 게 힘들다라는 뜻이에요. What's difficult? So 이 고정관념에서 벗어나는 게 힘들어. I'm struggling to think outside the box. It's difficult to think outside the box.
그러자 it's hard to be creative. 그지? 창조적인 걸 하는 게 힘들지라고 했습니다. It's hard to be creative. 그러자 maybe step away from it and come back tomorrow. 그러면 한 걸음 물러나서 내일 다시 봐봐. Maybe step away from it. 그러니까 더 이상 생각하지 말고 더 이상 고민하지 말고 잠깐 머리를 식혀라는 말이죠. 식혀서 내일 다시 생각해봐라고 했습니다. Maybe step away from it and come back tomorrow.
It's good to come back to things with a fresh mind.
Yeah, especially when you're working on problems and problem solving questions 할 때 어려울 때 그냥 한번 그냥 머리 식히는 겸 생각 안 하고 다음에 보는 것도 좋잖아요.
And that was today's last English dose. Think outside the box. 고정관념에서 벗어나다라는 뜻이었습니다. The time is now 5:52 in the afternoon. We've come to the end of Thursday. Can you believe it? Tomorrow is Friday.
TGIF!
It's going to be a great day, so come join us. We've got Come Fly With Me, My Home, My Busan, quizzes galore, and lots of fun to be had. Thank you for tuning in and participating today, and we are going to wrap up. The 4 p.m. duo was produced by Choi and written by Hong Young-hwa. We've been your host for today, Nick.
And David at the 4 p.m. duo. Today's last song is My Way by Frank Sinatra. See you later, alligator.
Everybody have a wonderful evening.
End is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I traveled each and every highway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do.